Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for stopping in once again for another video, something like that. I want to start this video off by saying thank you guys so much. Now, I would give my excited voice if I was not out in my garage and it is kind of late at night, but you know, otherwise I'd be screaming and beating my head into the window and licking it a little bit. But thank you guys so much for 1,300 subscribers. To me, that is crazy. It's crazy to think that there's 1,300 people that have clicked the subscribe button to watch my content. Now, whether you're friends, family, stranger that I've talked to online but never actually met that has a cool car, whatever the case may be, thank you so much for everything, whether it's a like, sub, comment, whatever the case may be. I really do appreciate it. And it does go a long way, trust me. I don't know, it almost leaves me speechless. It's such like a cool thing to say that I have 1,300 subs on YouTube, you know. I really never thought that this account would get to this at any time soon, but again, thank you guys so much. I know you don't want to hear me keep saying it again, but seriously, thank you. Now, it has been about 2 weeks since I've posted, which I know is a long time. I think I've done this once or twice before, and I like to try to keep 1 week basis, or a weekly basis posting once a week, however the hell you want to say it. Now, I had some fails and I deleted the videos because it was just a waste of space. And long story short, upcoming this week, I will have a short throw shifter installed in the GTO. It's not in the GTO yet. I'm waiting for the part. That's why I say this week. So I will be doing a really nice, expensive short throw shifter in the GTO, which should really wake it up and really be able to drive it better. On top of that, I would like to get more, POV driving or in-car footage of me driving, especially with the new shifter. I'll really be able to beat some gears down. You also might see that I'm sitting on my fancy Mickey T's with the OZs. That's because I got the dancing shoes on Gemma. Now you'll see that at the end of the video, so you gotta stay tuned for that, because that was my little 1,300 sub, little shimmy shammy with Gemma. And yeah, so had a fail basically with a shifter, and I'll talk about that in the shifter video. I don't need to talk about that now. I've been going through a weird process of trying to figure out how to convert my outer tie rods to hum joint style tie rods, which will also be in another video. So I'm in the process of looking up a lot of research, trying to figure this out, because I want to do it once, do it right, and be solid and be done with it. So that'll be coming up soon as well, some alignment stuff. But in today's video, the primary, almost 10 minutes or 9 minutes of it is going to be me and my buddy Mike Petro. He's the one that's got the 67 beautiful goat with a 461 big block stroker motor. Thing's awesome. But his car is not in this video. I can put a little clip in, I guess. If you wonder where Gemma is, she's outside in the freezing cold rain because this ugly piece of shit gets to keep the garage spot. But again, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for some actual good content. But yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we got our special guest Mike. And today, we're gonna be playing with some alignment stuff. So for those who don't know, these cars have the steering rack mounted behind the motor, and I believe because of that setup, you have to have a different suspension style up front compared to like a traditional, wishbone suspension or, stuff like that. So basically, they have these things called radius rod arms and the radius rod bushings, and this is what attaches to the subframe. So my idea is I got these used, but, still in good shape. The rubber's not in shit shape or anything. They're still in good shape. These used adjustable aftermarket, I think they're called White Line, I believe is the brand name. So it comes with, these, and then it also comes with these washers or spacers. And this is basically what you throw in to adjust your caster. So what I'm hoping is to be able to adjust the caster primarily on this side. I don't think we're going to be messing with the driver's side, but primarily I would like to move this wheel to the center of the wheel well, because right now this wheel, if I have it straight, it's actually still back a little bit from when it hit the back of the fender in the accident, and the whole subframe's tweaked and whatnot. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so I'm working Mike like a slave over here, but so I think I've stated before in my videos, actually I definitely have, but right now my wheel, it's not even perfectly straight, but my wheel has negative caster. So the wheel's moved back towards the fender arch, towards the door jamb, let's say, rather than going forwards towards the headlight. So all I want is this to be centered. I don't really care how far forwards or how far backwards exactly. I just want it to be centered, at least more than it is. So I can actually put a normal fender on it, or I can body work this fender and make it nice. So with that being said, the white line bushings. So this is your radius rod bushing in here. Right, and then you see the pliers on the front. Let me lay down. The things I do for YouTube to get 150 views. And here's the front of it, where it bolts onto the subframe, right? So basically what we have is, you see there's 4 nuts and studs that holds the plate on, and then there's one big ass nut on the front. Now, oh my God, I just shot myself in the eye. So if we look at the ones off the car, this is gonna be easier to explain. So this is basically what it looks like in the car right now. So like I said, you have this plate up front, has one big nut, which is a 24 millimeter. Then you have your 4 studs that come off the subframe, and little nuts that go onto them. That mounts the bushing. Back here, you also have a bushing that goes into your main control arm, your main lower control arm, but I'm not worrying about those. Mine do need to be replaced. All the bushings on this car look like shit. They're probably original. That's for another day. But I'll put a picture up on the screen of the instructions from Whiteline. I don't know if it's Whiteline Racing or Whiteline Products or what, but Whiteline sells little washers basically that come with these new bushings, and you can move this forwards or backwards. And what that does is it either gives you negative or positive caster. That's the word. So I'll put up a diagram from Google. I'll put up the instructions, and what we're going to be doing is adding positive caster. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack off the 24 millimeter nut and basically slap on another washer and see how much positive caster that gives us, and kind of go from there. So it's not going to be as difficult as we were thinking. At least that's what I hope. What's your input, Mike?
Find out.
All right, so we just got the nut off. So basically, it goes washer, little nut, or little washer, and then big nut. So according to the instructions on for the Whiteline products, oh, that thing's crooked, but according to the instructions, they actually give you different size little washers. And the big washers are kind of stationary. You really don't play with these at all. But I bought from a cool guy online. His name's Tim Ayers. He's actually a big GTO guy in the community. Pretty sure he's had some nasty cars. He might have a supercharged GTO right now. But I bought a used set of the adjustable bushings and whatnot. So basically, I have a shit ton of these big washers. Now, instead of playing little poor boy with the little washers like you're supposed to, since my car is so out of whack, I think I'm gonna throw on 2 of these up front total, and then put the nut back on, and that should give me, this much more forward on the rim, and we're gonna see how much that helps. And also to note, this is how mushroomed my original one was. It doesn't sit flat, whereas this one is flat. that is not flat. Kind of probably hard to tell. Oh no, you can see that. You can see that. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Dreidel.
All right, so if we look past my spray painted yellow fog light connector, you can see what Mike's doing right here. So as you can see, we added another metal washer, the big washer. So we have 2 big metal washers, little washer, and then just a 24 mil nut. I threw a little bit of orange Loctite on it because I think it had blue before. So we're gonna run this thing on. I'm gonna look up the torque specs really quick so we don't mess it up. And then we'll drop the car on the ground and see if it played with the caster at all. All right, I can't see fucking shit. All right, so we got those on. Like I said, we added the other washer. Had the torque to 109 foot-pounds, but I just put it to 100 because I'm daring. So we're gonna throw the wheel back on, put the car back on the ground, and see if we adjusted caster at all. Oh, hey, Mike.
Oh, you know I was always a GTO fan.
So,
like a bug in a rug.
So, what's the verdict?
Oh, look good to me.
All right, so like Mike said, just like Mike said, this is with the wheel torqued down, car on the ground. Now you can see how much clearance we have here, right? That's pretty good clearance. If I have a picture or video, I'll put it in beforehand to see how close this used to be. Go figure, I deleted pictures of when I clearanced the wheel well, but here's the before pic, little ugly duckling. And here's a now pic. And I also did get the 245s put up on the front. So yeah, sexy. But we actually didn't measure anything before we put the spacers on. So we don't really know if we don't really know if we actually made any progress. But I will say, when the wheel is straight, from the outside contact patch of the tire to this slip right here is 3 inches. And the same deal from back here to the tire is 3 inches. So technically, we did exactly what I wanted, and we did center the wheel. Now, the measurements do not match the driver's side. Those are completely different, but we're not going to talk about that. So technically, though, we did achieve our goal of centering this wheel in the wheel well. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. We might take her out for a rip, see how she's doing. But, yeah. Once again, thank you guys so much for everything. I truly do appreciate it, and hopefully we can grow this community more. Hopefully I can, touch the little tootsies of, I don't want to say it like that. Hopefully I can, meet more people and be brought upon more people in the car community. I feel like some people, at least people like me, like-minded people, I guess, they're kind of down to just see some dumb shit, some tomfoolery, and see cars get the piss beat out of them. So that being said, thank you guys again for everything. Now for this next clip, I do want to throw a disclaimer. I'm still having a weird problem where if I just pop the clutch, I can spin both tires, but if I throw any sort of steering angle, the car one tire fires. So for this entire next clip, as you'll see, and you might call me out for it, whatever, I don't really care, I am left foot braking basically the whole time. Now, even if I give a little bit of left foot braking, right, basically just enough to pop the rear lights, the tail lights on, the car drifts really good. So I don't know if that's the diff going out or if it's a weird load sensor thing with the way that the weight is not distributed. The weight is not distributed correctly among the car since it's twisted. I don't know. But anyways, enjoy this clip. And again, thank you guys so much for 1300. Stay sexy.